What's up, guys? My name is Chris, and today I'm starting a journey that I hope that you will join me for. And that journey I am calling Operation HatchPack. And the goal is an ambitious goal of trying to pack this hatchback with video games, accessories, displays, different things that we collect, hopefully for cheap, over the next year, so that in a year's time we will be opening our own video game store. So I hope that you'll join me. Let's get started. These types of displays are such a tease. You go through the entire thing looking for games and such, and nope, just all DVDs. So, fun fact, I've been at this location several times over the past couple years, and this section of games here, obviously, as you can see, is a ton of different like sports titles and stuff, but it's also extremely overpriced. So these have just been sitting here forever, and like $9 for Power Drone for the PS2, way too much. And they're all basically priced very similar, so these will just $12 for Dance Dance Revolution Universe. So these will be sitting here for a while. Don't forget the single Sweet Life of Zack and Cody game for $8. And this one's clearly so important that it has to be packed in a glass case. I have to go to the register to pick up Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Found some more stuff over here, but they're in bundles. Basically $10 for packs of sports titles. And, that's basically all that's over here. Each one of these is $10 and just simply not worth it. Another stack of sports titles. All these are listed at basically $4 to $5 a piece, so that's also just simply not worth it. Assassin's Creed is loose. I think it's for $4, $3, close, but still not worth picking up. Found another glass case. Gonna be taking a look at this when I get up to the front so that they can open this up so I can take a look. But while we're here, just gonna mention a quick pet peeve of mine, that I have to go up front to check these, and they aren't labeled on the spines of the games. This is an insane deal. Got a wireless charger, Xbox controller, 360 controller, and headset for $8. Gonna let this one speak for itself. All right, guys, we got some really good deals in here. Let's take a look. So one of the staples for anytime we go out that we are going to do is we're gonna get into the hatch. We're gonna unpack this stuff, okay? All right, so as you guys saw, there was a vendor in there that was selling games at $3 a piece. And I knew that it was gonna be a pretty good area for us to be able to find some pretty good deals. So I went through a bunch of these games. The problem with it was that they gave us a 10-minute limit. So I had to go through and try to like check prices on things before I went to the register and checked them. So with that, let's take a look. Okay, so in the video that I messed up and recorded as portrait, you can see that I got these three things for $8 total. It was kind of set up as a 3-piece pack. So we've got this charging dock for Xbox 360, got a set of headphones, and then this controller, which is actually in pretty good condition. All the buttons seem to work pretty well on it. So really good deal there. As you guys will see in another video that I took, there were 2 controllers in that $3 game case that were a little beat up, a little messed up. And I didn't see it until I got to the register, so I went ahead and passed on those. But just so you guys know, the goal was to get games at basically, especially when it came to the case that had games at $3 a piece, the goal was to get these at $9 on PriceCharting. So, you know, 66% return on the investment. So with that, let's take a look. As we go through these, you will probably, if you are interested in going in PriceCharting and checking the prices on these, you will see that there are a few of these that I didn't quite get at that 66%. But again, I was rushing through these because I didn't have much time, and so I just picked up some of them anyways, but still got a good return on them. So Hitman Contracts, Conflict, Global Terror, and here I'll show you that these are all complete in box so that you can see that. You know, I've seen other people do these videos and talk about how difficult it is to open these cases one-handed and show you, and they were not lying. So we'll do our best here. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX2. Barbarian PS2. This was one of the best deals in the case. Extermination for PS2, complete in box. I checked this. I know that this game is somewhere around $22, I believe it was when I looked it up. So this was an incredible deal, and I looked at the disc on this, and it's in like immaculate shape. So this was one of the better ones that I found today. ATV2 Quad Power Racing, complete in box. This was one that I am pretty sure I didn't quite make as much money on as I would have hoped, but still not bad. This is another one of the great deals that was in there. The case is a little beat up, but thankfully with this being the size case that it is, it's easy to replace. Again, $3 like the rest of them. This game is PriceCharting over 20, so that's another great deal. This one was from a different vendor. This one actually I'm only making about 50% on, but this is actually a game that I think my daughter is gonna like, so that's why I got it, and then we'll get some use as we go through the year here. And this is another one too. I am actually going to make some decent money on this, but this one is not complete in box, and this was another vendor at $5. But my son loves Minecraft, and I recently acquired my first Xbox 360, so he's going to get the chance to play that. Dead to Rights, Platinum Hits. This one's kind of strange because the manual is tucked in the back, so I'm going to have to get that out of there. But it does also have this little insert here as well. Kingdom Under Fire Heroes for Xbox. Again, another $3 game. Tom Clancy's Hawks. $3 game. I don't know why I'm doing these out of order like this. The Last Airbender on Wii. $3 game. Two Worlds 2, Xbox 360. Mafia 2, Xbox 360. This one actually has both discs in here, which is nice. This is the Platinum Hits version. That one's pretty nice. The case is a little beat up though. Probably gonna have to replace that, which will be a little difficult with it being a 2-discer. Blazing Angels 2. Complete in box, Xbox 360. And this was a different vendor as well. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, PS2. This was $5. Not quite as much profit on this, but still a good deal. And then one of my favorite things that I found, and you guys probably saw this in the video, anytime I can find one of these, I'm gonna pick it up, especially at $5. Needs a little bit of cleaning. It's a good deal though. And then lastly, a little fact about me. This is my favorite movie of all time. Anytime I find this for $1, I'm gonna pick it up. This is now my third copy that I've gotten at $1. So if you haven't watched this, highly recommend it. Great movie. And like I told you guys, I recently acquired my first Xbox 360. So picking this up was awesome. And it's even more awesome because of a pickup that I actually made yesterday before I decided to start recording these videos and start this journey. I actually picked this up in another spot. And this is actually even better deal than this because the vendor had a 30% off sale. So this wound up being $28. It seems like it's in pretty good condition. I haven't tested it yet. I will still have to do that. But now I've got the console, I've got the controller, headset, charging dock, and to boot, a lot of 360 games. So there you guys have it. That was our first stop and what is going to be a pretty long journey. So thank you guys for joining me. From me and the hatchback, we will see you next time. What's up guys? Welcome to stop number 2 for Operation HatchPack, which will be packing this hatchback with as many games, accessories, and displays for a video game store over the course of the next year in hopes that we can open a video game store next year. Stop number 2. Let's check out what's here. Basically just a bunch of sports titles. Whenever I come across these, I always feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind. I'm assuming the prices are on the bottom here. Pretty cool to see some PC games, but all overpriced. This is unfortunate. Most of these are either missing manuals or missing the disc. I did get a couple though. I'll talk about those here shortly. Missing a dongle. Might still be worth it, but I'm gonna pass. The dongle's so expensive on eBay right now. Unfortunately, I will not be praising Dale today. All right, got a ton of good stuff again. Let's take a look at it. All right, guys, let's take a look and see what we got at this stop. So first things first, obviously, I just thought this thing was really cool. Future potential decoration type piece. So I got a bunch of different Super Smash characters on there and stuff, so thought that was cool. And then let's take a look at what we got. I will say that from the game side, things might not be as good as they were at the other one, but not too bad. So High School Musical making the cut. This is complete in box. I know this isn't worth very much, but CIB DS game, I'll take it. This particular vendor was 10% off, so it's 10% off everything that you see here. So Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock, complete in box. Guitar Hero 2, same thing. These are Xbox 360. World Tour, same thing. SSX Blur, again 10% off that price. This one's only about 50% profit, I believe, when I checked, but still decent little Wii game there. This table tennis game surprisingly was worth like $11 or $12. Never would have guessed that. The manual is a little beat up, so this one may or may not be worth it, but anyways. Head coach. This is notoriously everybody's least favorite game, but another little fact about me, I actually kind of like this game. 10% off of that too, complete in box. Also has this little registration card in the back there too. DDR Max 2. This is complete in box. I think it's about $7 or $8, something like that. So getting it $2 isn't too bad. And then I got some pretty interesting toys, especially for really cheap. So this is a complete in box Starlink Battle for Atlas, $1. Another one, $1. Complete in box, sealed. This Halo, this was 10% off actually. So this Halo, that was pretty neat. Another Starlink. This one was $1.50. I don't know why. There's a 50-cent difference in this one, but it's $1.50 there, and that is it. So, yeah, not too bad. Decent little haul. Could have been better. Other one I think was better, just given the $3 game case and the difference in the games versus the ones here. But yeah, all in all, decent day. So there you have it. Day's done for me. 2 stops today only, but yeah, some decent stuff. And we'll see you next time on Operation HatchPack. Signing off. What's up, guys? Another day, another Operation HatchPack, if I can point to it, HatchPack video today. So we are going to stop by a Half Price Books today. Might be the only stop today, but just want to see what's available here, and we'll check it out. All right, so we picked up a few things here. Nothing groundbreaking, but let's take a look. Okay, so let's pop this open. Let's take a look. So the goal with Half Price Books is basically a 50% profit, just because it's just not as easy as it would be a thrift store or a place like that. So so looking for 50% profit here. So we got SSX for the PlayStation 3. That is complete in box. NBA 2K16 for $6. That's complete in box. That goes for around $12. Assassin's Creed Greatest Hits for PS3 for $3. That is complete in box as well. NFL Fever 2004 for the Xbox. This is complete in box as well. Battlefield 1, $4. Xbox One, complete in box. And then Battlefield Bad Company 2 for $3.50. This is Xbox 360. It's complete in box because the manual is available online, but it does at least still have the sheet in there. And then I got Madden 09 for the PSP for $5. This goes for about $10, so again, 50% profit. It's in pretty good condition too, except for, you know, this, which I can replace. I have more of these cases. So yeah, again, nothing groundbreaking, but about 50% profit on all these, so I'll take it. So I wanted to take a minute on my drive home from work to kind of let everybody know why I am making these types of videos, where this whole Operation HatchPack came from. The Scion has this nifty little ledge right here on my dash that I can set my phone on and kind of like record as I'm driving, which is cool. You just kind of can't see my chin, but But yeah, so to give you guys like the backstory why I'm doing this, especially because this video, the first video of the channel, it is the first one, but really it's only like my second or third video that I've ever uploaded to YouTube, and the other two were like private videos of presentations and stuff like that that I had to record for college classes. So yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing, not a clue. I've really only just watched other people make content of them kind of buying video games out in the wild and stuff, and I like the content, I like the videos, and there are a lot of cool YouTubers out there doing this, and it's kind of like, well, who am I to just start another YouTube channel of somebody collecting video games when there are so many other people doing it? But for me, I started collecting video games at the same time that a lot of people did, I'm sure, and actually I've seen other people's content, and a lot of people have done this. They started collecting video games at the time of COVID. And a lot of people were doing that because they were bored at home, they had nothing to do, had nothing to really spend their money on, so that's what they chose, and they chose to buy them from online platforms and stuff like that. That's kind of what I did. I started with it, but I had like 5 or 6 different Nintendo 64 games that I had from my childhood. Still had my N64 system, and you know, just started collecting N64 games because I had this thought that I was going to do what, you know, 8 or 9-year-old me couldn't do as a kid. I was gonna buy all of the Nintendo 64 games that I couldn't buy when I was a kid and my parents couldn't afford to buy me. And then that became this thought and this idea that I was going to fulfill 8 or 9-year-old me's dream of owning every Nintendo 64 game. And so I started buying them, and as it currently sits, I'm actually only, it's like 5, maybe 6 games away from owning the entire North American Nintendo 64 catalog. A lot of the ones that are left are the expensive ones, the Clay Fighter Sculptor Cut, the Super Bowlings, the Worms Armageddons, but yeah, I've kind of gotten to this point, and I haven't, the reason why I can't even really effectively remember how many games I have left is because I haven't bought one in probably a year and a half now. Just basically because, I don't know, I just came to this realization that there are so many games on that console, and I've sat down and played a lot of them, but haven't really been able to dedicate enough time to playing them as it is. But also, on top of that, I realized that there's also just a ton of really bad, crappy Nintendo 64 games. So many filler sports titles, so many terrible racing games. And there were games that were on that shelf that I was literally never going to play. I was just never going to play them. So basically it kind of went, and honestly, let's talk about this Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut. I mean, I haven't bought that yet, but even when I do buy it, I might play it once or twice. But everything that I have seen about that game isn't fantastic and can almost be played through a 63 1/3 or whatever. So I don't know. Again, I just came to this realization that I've had more fun collecting them than I will ever have playing them. It's kind of been this whole journey thing, right? Of the thrill of the hunt, or feeling like I was just fulfilling a goal by collecting them. And because I came to that realization that I'll never truly enjoy playing them as much, or that I'll never even really have the time to play them. This goal and this aspiration kind of switched from completing the entire set to actually wanting to continue the hunt, wanting to continue to collect outside of just collecting to eventually play or own. And yeah, along the way, I've gathered a ton of knowledge on video games, and not just the N64, but also collected a lot of PlayStation 2, and that's probably my favorite console is the PlayStation 2. N64 has the nostalgic value, but in terms of library, I personally believe the PS2 has the best library. In my opinion, it's also kind of hard to argue that. Not much of an argument for any other system. I'm sure I'll get some heat for that in the comments. But yeah, I don't know. It just became this thrill of the hunt, and so that's where everything is starting now. And I had this, basically I'm kind of in this in-between right now of not really knowing what I want to do with my life. This is the raw, real truth. And I mentioned college, and started at college at a university, went for 2.5 years, got my general education courses done, and then didn't know what to do with my life, so I actually took a 5-year break from college and got involved at a local church, and they were an extension site of a college based out of Florida. It was a Christian college, and was able to transfer my general education courses to this college, and got a degree in ministry leadership, and I wound up working for that church for about 4 years, and some things went down, some things that I didn't ever think would happen, some kind of, I don't know, misrepresentation of the person that the church is supposed to represent. And through that ministry leadership degree, I did some volunteer coordination with the church, and then in 2 roles since then, I've done more volunteer coordination, and I enjoy it. I enjoy getting to know people, getting to learn about people, learn their strengths, and connect them to roles that utilize their strengths, their talents. And I really am just a people person, so that's done a well enough job of allowing me to continue working and relatively enjoy the work that I do. But I don't know, maybe I'm just getting tired of working for other people. And yeah, just want to start working for myself, I guess. But yeah, I do have the love for video games, have a ton of knowledge when it comes to video games, and So yeah, I just thought I'd give this a shot. And so right now I'm just really trying to collect as many games as I can for as cheap as possible, so that when I open the store, again, the ambitious goal of opening the store within a year's time, I again have a ton of Nintendo 64 to sell right off the bat. Have a reasonable amount of PlayStation 2. It's the other systems and consoles and different things like that, accessories for other consoles that I need to collect for, so that I can eventually have a full-fledged store. But yeah, the ambitious goal of trying to open the store within a year, and I have no idea if it's possible. A year from now, I could be looking at everything that I've picked up and realize that I'm still not close. But I think it's at least worth setting my eyes on it and trying to do the best that I can to fulfill it. And, you know, if you don't set a goal, you have nothing to shoot for. So we'll see where this goes. I have no idea. I'm hoping it works out. And yeah, just hoping that you'll come along on the ride with me, on the journey with me. And yeah, just hoping to have fun in the process, I guess, because ultimately that's what I find the most fun about this, is the thrill of the hunt. So I don't know what I'll call the store. I don't know, maybe it's just HatchPack Gaming because of the origins of all of this. Maybe the XB will be the poster child for the business. Maybe I'll come up with a different title, but yeah, the goal is to, again, pack the hatch of this XB with as many games, accessories, displays as I possibly can over the next year, and we will see where we are in July of 2027 and see if we're anywhere remotely close. So yeah, appreciate you guys taking the time to look at this video, to check it out. Let me know if you think that I should be doing anything else with this video content. If you think that there's something else that I could be doing to improve it. I haven't even began to think about how I'm going to edit all of this. I just started shooting it. So I'll have to look into doing some video editing and stuff like that. I know there's going to be a ton of nuances of figuring out once I get to that point, if I get to that point a year from now of opening the store, of point of sale systems and promotions and all of that stuff. I'm willing to do the work to figure all of that out, but it'd be pointless to try to figure all of that out now before I even have enough inventory to even consider opening. So yeah, see where this goes. Appreciate you guys for checking the video out. Thank you for checking out the channel. If you are interested in continuing to go to these stops with me, if you want to see the other pickups that I pick up along the way, consider subscribing. Give this video a like to help me out. Again, my first video. I'm definitely anticipating that this is going to take a little bit of time to get some interest in this channel. So your likes, your subscriptions would be greatly appreciated as I try to build this thing. And
yeah, I don't know. Ultimately, I just hope that I can create some content here that I would want to watch. Content that I am watching on a daily basis of other people doing this type of stuff. And if I post a couple videos and it's not the type of quality of content that I would watch, then I'm going to try to pivot and try to improve it. I know there's going to be a lot of that along the way. But yeah, thank you for checking out the very first one. And yeah, also I guess join the journey of me trying to improve doing this, because I know it's not going to be perfect from the onset, but everybody has to start somewhere. So yeah, again, thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you guys again soon. We'll be making some more stops. And yeah, we'll check you guys out again in the next one.